Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to give you like 3 reasons why you should be married. Okay, so the first one, if we look at the financial, right? So how much money you are spending on going out and everything else, according
By
to
the way,
women.
can I just real quick, can I address these point by point as you bring them up? Because I think I know all 3 of the points, but can we go one point?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's start with the first one, the financials.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised? Andrew Wilson, like the red pill, never misses a chance to tear down marriage, to formulate an argument that goes against the importance and the institution of marriage. Never. At this point, to me, Andrew Wilson has become nothing more than a red pill feminist apologist.
Man, when he is dating, he's spending lots of money, and he is actually the time and resources chasing women and so on. No, it's the first point. Hold on. Now, when you're committed to one woman,
point at a time.
That's one part. That's the first one. I didn't finish it. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
When man is committed to one woman, all of the resources are staying in the family, in that relationship. Ton of time is being saved, which a man can invest into working or, and so on. So this is the first point.
And she's 100% right, guys. This is a fact. Single men are more likely to spend their money on dating, on corn, and OnlyFans. Why? Because single men don't have access to sex and want access to sex. Look, guys, men do produce testosterone, all right? Which means we have a higher sex drive. So it's a fact that a single man is more likely to spend resources chasing after women trying to get access to sex than a married man who has access to sex and has a moral obligation to raise his children. A married man is more likely to concentrate his resources on his wife and children because he already has access to sex and has a moral obligation to raise the children.
So you want to address? Let's go.
On average, how much more are married men making than single men?
Statistically,
a lot more, way more. Can't even compare it.
Married men are making between 30 to 40% more than single men.
I don't think it's quite that high, but even hang on, let's assume for a second that it is. Their expenses are also 30 to 40% higher when they're married with children. So the thing is that it's a really strange argument to say that, wait, if you're married, you're going to make more money, because if you're single, you're not going to need to make as much money.
Hey,
right?
I didn't say.
Is that, hang on. So let me finish. So if your earning potential suddenly rises to meet the demand of the family because now you must make that much money, I'm not really sure that that's a compelling argument for a single man who says, but absent a family, I don't need to make that kind of money. So it seems like a wash to me.
So? But whose pursuit is more productive and less wasteful? Spending money on dates and OnlyFans, or investing it in your family, your legacy? How is having access to sex, being motivated to make money because you have children and a wife to protect and provide, not be a compelling argument for a single man? What's Andrew trying to say? What's the other option? Be single, earn less money, and spend the little you are making in chasing women and signing up to OnlyFans? Is that more compelling, Andrew? First of all, this is a stupid argument to make. And second, I have noticed that Andrew's views keep lining up more with the red pill than Christianity.
My point was not about men making more money. My point was about men actually saving lots of time on chasing women, trying to find a partner, and spending money on the dates or taking them out or traveling and so on.
Wait, hang on. That makes no sense. So because Brian's saying, why should I get married? You're saying, well, one of the reasons is because financially, you can then focus the vast majority of your money on your family. Oh, well, that's great. And you'll even make a little more money. Well, that's great too. But the problem you run into is, but if I have no family, I don't need to make as much money. So who cares?
So what are you advocating for? No family? Is that what you're advocating for, Andrew? He just repeated the same stupid argument again. Her argument is that married men save time and money chasing after women. His argument is, if men are not chasing women, which is highly unlikely since men are biologically wired due to testosterone to have a higher sex drive, they will not need to make as much money since they will not have a family to take care of. Is Andrew advocating that men stay single, broke, and not create families? If not, then why argue for men to be single and broke? Because that's what he's doing right now.
Now, second point, right? It's kind of connected to that. So again, statistically, it had been proven that men who are married and who have kids, they are more motivated to make more money, and it's just
Facts.
wakes up man in him, that he is able to step up, he is able to reach his fullest potential as a man.
Again, she's 100% right. There's a reason why married men earn more money, are more fitter, and live longer. Marriage motivates men to want to fulfill their biological and moral role. So marriage does unlock a man's full potential.
Which woman you have
hang on, before you characterize it as meeting their full potential, right? Perhaps their full potential is to be a poet, or perhaps their full potential is to do something that doesn't
What?
earn a lot of money, and that is unlocking their full potential, right? Why should we assume that just because, well, they make more money because they need to, or they can't support their family, their kids will starve if they don't work an additional 20 hours per week, right? Yeah. Why should we assume that that's unlocking their full potential exactly?
Well, we are talking about bringing the points for Brian, right? So
for Brian. I'm saying for Brian. Right. Like, why should we assume that because now Brian has to work 20 more hours a week, thus he does make more money, but he has to make that money so he can raise the family? I don't understand how that's unlocking Brian's potential.
I'm not saying that he's...
Wow. What's more likely to unlock a man's full potential? Being a broke poet or being a father? Is Andrew Wilson being serious right now? Do you guys see what I mean now? He's prioritizing being a broke poet over fatherhood. What could possibly be more important than guiding, protecting, and providing for your family? How is that not unlocking your full potential when you take into consideration the importance of a well-raised family in society and the next generation? If I was to take Andrew's argument to its full conclusion, according to him, unlocking a man's full potential means being a broke poet. I have noticed that he does this all the time. He brings up these pointless points to deliberately derail the opposition's argument, especially if it's a good, solid moral argument that goes against the red pill. He does it all the time.
I'm still a little bit confused here because you said, well, if you have a wife and children, what if I have a monogamous long-term girlfriend and children?
We'll get to that.
What's the difference? But you said it'll motivate you more.
Okay.
But I could have that same motivation from a girlfriend, and I could have kids with her out of wedlock.
You can't. So
no, you can't. You can't get that same motivation from a girlfriend. No, you cannot. If you could, the statistics would show otherwise. Since marriages have declined, the single mother epidemic, aka broken homes, has risen. The average unmarried relationship lasts just under 3 years. Why are they not staying together? Where is this so-called motivation, Brian? Marriage is a commitment that is binded in the vows you make to God, the law, family, and the community. It's not some frivolous relationship where you can leave at any point.
But when it comes to motivation, though, I'm sticking on to your second point. When it comes to the motivation component, is your third point going to address the differential in motivation?
It is going to address the connection when you are in marriage and relationship. It's going to address the intimacy and connection, where your partner is actually going to be backing you no matter what, and your partner is going to be by your side, and you will be growing together. And it is the connection that is important. That typically when you are in just a relationship and you went with divorce rate. Divorce rate happens when you choose poorly. Yes, and it is high divorce rate.
I don't think. So it's the men's fault. Okay.
I'm not saying it's men's fault. I'm not saying
it absolutely is the men's fault. If men control access to relationships, then why are they giving relationships to women who have a promiscuous past, who don't want to be wives and mothers? So yes, it absolutely is the man's fault.
Did you hear?
No, you said when the man chooses poorly.
No, I said when person chooses poorly. So women, they can make a poor choice as well.
Yeah, they can, but women overwhelmingly initiate divorce.
Exactly.
This is just more evidence that men choose poorly.
I don't know statistics on that.
It's like 70 to 80% of
Can I add
divorces
something?
are.
Well, you see, when you choose the woman who actually has the values and right values for the family, that's when you end up in a percentage of secure relationship
If I could add
and without the
something.
divorce.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is what men don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that they need to be held accountable for their poor moral choices. Men don't want to hear that. Men want to hear that, you know what, it's all a woman's fault. These women are whores. These women are this. These women are that. That's what men want to hear. They don't want to be held accountable, morally speaking.
To what you were saying regarding like passion and kind of emphasizing the relationship through marriage, regardless, that's still applicable in any term of relationship, whether it be long term without marriage and that of in marriage. So I can still have the same
What the hell is she talking about?
passion per se in a relationship with Brian, where I'm connecting to him and I'm giving him all of my support in that constantly, regardless of being with a ring, regardless of having a ceremony. I can still actively do that. That's completely just up to my integrity and to the passion that I have for that one person.
Wrong, because the evidence says otherwise. The average unmarried relationship lasts less than 3 years. Broken homes are becoming the norm. Now, this idea that unmarried relationships works just as well as married relationship is absolutely bullshit. And the evidence shows otherwise.
Well, my point number 3 was actually about that true connection that people have and being able to reach to those, to the deepest level of intimacy, which is when people are holding themselves back, which actually addresses what you just shared. When people not willing to make a full commitment, it's like they're restricting they're putting walls. So for the woman to fully commit, when man is not committing fully, he is almost like helping her to activate the insecurities of some sort of insecurities in her. When woman knows that man is 100% committed, that gives her peace.
Guys, it's an undeniable fact that marriage is the highest form of commitment a man can give to a woman. And since the purpose of a man is to protect and provide for a woman, anything short of marriage will indeed activate that insecurity in a woman. Why? Because her security is not guaranteed. And God forbid she's having sex and running the risk of pregnancy, her insecurities will definitely increase and spiral out of control significantly. Imagine there was no government housing, no financial government aid, and no access to abortion. How many women would risk being in an unmarried relationship? Exactly, no one. Let me put this question to all you fathers out there. Would you rather your daughter have a boyfriend or a husband? Have a relationship or be married? Exactly. Now here comes Andrew, the red pill knight, to save the day for red pill degenerates. Watch this.
Yeah, so let me give you kind of the counter argument to this is that that's a very gynocentric view, right? Oh, well, if you marry her, then it'll activate your resources. Well, hang on. Let me finish.
If you pick the right one with the values.
Hang on.
Exactly. If you pick the right one with the values. Exactly. Not every woman is the same.
Hang on. I just let you put your whole point out. Let me put mine out and you can counter it, okay? It activates his resources. Resource level activated, right? The button is pushed and now the resources, he's going to be making that money for her, taking care of her. How kind of her to allow him to activate those resources for her. And then when we move to your third point here, it's if you give her the commitment, she won't be so insecure. Well, how great and swell for her that she won't be as insecure if you commit to her and can then have your entire life wrecked, destroyed, and become fleeced because of these overwhelming percentages of women doing that too. So
if you choose,
all of this seems highly gynocentric, and it's putting basically all the responsibility on the men, as far as I can see.
Wow. If this doesn't prove that Andrew is anti-marriage, then I don't know what does. How is her view gynocentric when he just made an argument against men's biological role, which is to protect and provide, by trying to insinuate that a woman is wrong for expecting men to give her the highest commitment and provide for her? I wonder what kind of advice he would give to his daughter. Here, my daughter, Don't worry about marriage and a man's ability to provide, because it's all about how he feels about you. Resources activated. Isn't that the man's role in a relationship, to provide the lion's share of the resources? I wonder what arrangement would seem fair to Andrew. Perhaps a more egalitarian arrangement, a more feminist arrangement, because he clearly doesn't agree with gender roles. He mocks it. Resources activated. What a shame. What a shame. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time, all right? Take care, guys. Peace.